Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco Diaz's sister, and today we're reading Saturnastra, Chicot. This is chapter 18, part 1, Aldona. At the time, I should have given more thought to the mystery of the compound mirror. However, news in the Southern Kingdom was in a full-blown rebellion distracted me. Little Sophia was an unincorporated territory whose borders technically fell within the Southern Kingdom. It was possible that we could be pacified just due to proximity. There was also the chance that the rebel warlord would try to force a little town to join in their war effort. Chicot had foreseen this eventuality 2 years in advance. He had casually begun construction of guard towers in the lands bordering Little Sophia. He had also arranged to have a few towers by the river. Frankly, I thought that Chicot should have made a wall. Then again, this was easier said than done, and it was cheaper to make towers than construct walls. Chicot also reasoned that walls did nothing to keep out the dragons. Aside from towers, Chicot bought some large crossbow ballista weapons. They could shoot one large arrow each second by cranking a handle. During the summer rain, Chicot gathered us all together in the basement to brief us on the situation. There was a map spread out. Pointing to the Southern Kingdom, he started as thus. As you all may know, the Southern Kingdom is in open rebellion against the North. For now, Bersamer is casually treating the entire situation through little skirmishes, and the Council of Elders seems reluctant to making an example of the Southern Kingdom. Even Bersamer hopes to resolve this without resorting to too much bloodshed. How can this end without bloodshed? Asked Paola, raising her hand. Simple. He is compelling his Libra agents to act. Without their figurehead, the rebels would be less likely to act, explained Chicot. Now our problem is going to be the opportunistic vultures. Sir Richard then pointed to the Western Kingdom, which borders were demarcated by the river. He said, our intelligence network shows that the Western feudals plan a preemptive strike against the Southern Kingdom. They wish to earn the favor of the Berserker lords and to enrich their coffers through looting. Naturally, the capital will allow this as the elders are not too keen on risking the lives of their loyal citizens. A cold sweat fell down my spine, and my mother in a trembling voice asked, can we send someone to negotiate? Surely we can convince them that we are on their side. It is pointless to try to negotiate with common rogues. The best thing we can do is prepare for the worst case scenario, said Gita, frowning. Fear not, said Chicot, we are not without allies. A week passed in great tension, and we spent most of our time manufacturing weapons for our home defense. We freely distributed to the townspeople of Little Sophia. They had already been informed of the terrible fate that might befall them. Based on Chicot's estimate, they had about a month before the advancing army would be within range of Little Sophia. Little Sophia was an easy target, miles away from the nearest fortification. One night I saw Chicot in the storage room, talking with the armors. He said to the non-armored, you think I should tell everyone just to evacuate and move to a stronger feudal? Sure, that would be the safest course of action. Still, settling down in a new place would also not do us well. First, there's the highwaymen, and we don't have enough supplies or manpower to simply move everything. I see, said Chicot, looking at the Sylvia armor. You think we should hold our ground and hope for the best? I could use IT, but that would reveal my ace home. What do I do? What to do? Chicot turned around suddenly. He said, eavesdropping, aren't you? You should be practicing with your sword. I don't really see the point. I had never been in a real battle, and I will probably just get in the way, I said, looking down. Don't sell yourself short, said Chicot, coming closer and putting his hand on my chest. There is a killer buried deep inside. You only need to try to remember. Taken aback, I asked, remember what? The curse, he said ominously. Chicot then started laughing like a madman, and then he said, maybe this is for the best, my dear friend. It will pain me to witness your downgoing. Yes, forget I said anything, and do not try to rattle your fragile little mind, for there is nothing for you to remember. Your hands are clean. Nothing really happened. Nothing at all. Chicot's voice choked and when he said the word, nothing at all. As he passed beside me, I could see that he was crying. I stood in front of the Sylvia and our non-armors, and I noticed the care that had gone into crafting such equipment. I spent about an hour trying to decipher the truth behind those armors. I was far too convinced of Arvis's story. and Chicot would not go to such great lengths to make funeral armors for his dear friends. He was the kind of person who showed utter disrespect for the dead. Even as I stood there thinking, Chicot was exhuming corpses in a vain attempt to increase our weapon stash. There was more to the story than he was letting on. In the end, I decided to focus on our imminent danger. It would be pointless to waste energy thinking of the armors when there was an army of thousands looming over the horizon. The following 3 days, Chicot spent playing scenarios with Alberano, Richard, and Paola and Gita. I was present during their few little war games. Each scenario painted our fate even worse. The locals only had a tacit training, and our fighting force of 231 was split. The bulk of them were spread all over the continent in merchant missions, and we only had a total of 50 trained soldiers to work with. Counting all who could fight, we would still be a number. During one of such games, Chicot suggested we don't have to take the fight to them. We could draw their attention away from Little Sophia and pick them out at our leisure. It would work better to fight them here than to have to fight in our town, commented Alvaranus. That's not going to work. We don't have fast horses, corrected Paola. We could use the river towers. We will burn their little boats as they try to get across. This time of the year, the currents tend to be mighty violent, and it will provide us with the cover we need, suggested Chicot. That's all well and good, but there are siege weapons to consider, added Gita. We can use Sylvia to fly across the border at night and sabotage the siege weapon. Others can make small explosive devices that can blow up when dropped from a high location, said Chicot happily. That is all well and good, but your Sylvia can only be worn by Sylvia, and did you forget your inner workings of your own armor, said Gita pouting. She added, and besides, it is not feasible to train a girl to handle the flying armor so quickly. Aldona, Gita's mother, entered the room behind me, bringing tea, and while listening to the debate, she suggested, we could start a fire and destroy the ballista equipment. Yes, it would be hard for them to move their gear with the entire forest set ablaze, said Chicot, smiling. My armor still make warriors immune to flames, so they will be free to walk among them as the torch ablaze, said Chicot, smiling. Mother, you are not serious about us. You are not seriously suggesting we set the entire forest on fire, are you? Said Gita sadly. You should not take the teachings of Lara so seriously, my dear Gita, said Aldona. She then added, I have experience in fighting in the woods, and I will undertake this dangerous mission by myself. Fine, be my guest, said Chicot, smiling. He added, but first do let me make an armor for you. It will increase your chances of survival tenfold. Gita then rushed and hugged her mother. In tears she said, Mom, don't do this. Your idea is crazy, and it's not going to work. It is going to be fine, Gita. I would die 1,000 deaths to keep you and your sister safe, said Aldona, smiling. But Mom, repeated Gita. I am your mother, and I am doing what must be done, repeated Aldona. I am all for crazy ideas, said Chicot, interrupting, but I am not too keen on sending my in-law to her death. If you see that your life is in danger, I want you to flee. You will be no help to us in death. Don't worry, Gita. I will go along with your mother to keep her safe, volunteered Albarandus. Your chivalry is touching, but I assure you that you will be in the way, said Aldona. I agree, said Chicot. Just go to the towers and shoot any stragglers that get too close to our territory. After this meeting, it was decided Chicot went to speak with Aldona alone. Gita was none too pleased to see her mother go into danger. I spent the night unable to sleep. While looking out my window, I saw Aldona going with Chicot towards the outskirts of town. Lazily, I got up from bed to follow along, and was aware in the forest Chicot killed his torch, and he asked Aldona, are you certain? Yes, I do not see any other way, said Aldona. Once you do this, there is no turning back, said Chicot. Hey, what use am I lose in the face of danger, said Aldona, bowing. Chicot placed his hand to his mouth to urge her to be quiet. The night was aglow by the pale lights of the full golden moon, and I could hear the soft sound of crickets and other forest creatures lurking about. Slowly the sounds of the forest started dying down, and even the wind became still and silent. The silence that surrounded me was far more terrifying than any monstrous noise. I would have run away, but I was petrified in fear. A large body of mass I could not see wrapped itself around me and covered my nose to my nose to silence my hoarse breathing, and I thought I was going to suffocate, and the sensation of not breathing only lasted a few seconds, and when my breathing became softer and more regular, the shadow departed, and I fell to my knees and I crawled my way behind Chicot, and he gave me a sardonic smile when he saw me cowering behind him. Time, bro?
4 minutes.
The dark mask took the form of a strange human boy. Aldona was kneeling before him, and she uttered in a soft voice, no louder than a whisper, Vicus. The single Vicus touched Aldona's shoulder, and at the touch of his hand, her pale flesh turned ashen color, and her beautiful hair turned black as night. Her eyes, too, were pitch black. And Gita had mentioned to me once before the strange metamorphosis that elves were said to obtain when they sinned. If their sins were far too great, they became cursed dark elves. This was unlike the tales shared by her elven high priest, and Aldona had become a dark elf of her own volition. Alright, that's the end of that chapter. Bye bye.